Welcome back to episode 26 of the Wash Up Sports Podcast. We are your Wash Up Sports hosts.
Zach Elliott.
Louis Ortiz.
And I'm Bobby Hanscom.
I'm filling in for Pat again today. He had a prior engagement.
So today is Tuesday, July 23rd. So here's what we'll be talking about on today's show. Last week's MLB All-Star Game between the American League and National League.
Quick recap of the 152nd Open Championship from this past weekend over in Scotland.
We'll be giving you guys a full preview of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games ahead of the opening ceremony on Friday.
Yep.
Also give you a full preview of the 12-team men's basketball competition along with some of our favorite Olympic events. And
We'll also go over some random news in the sports world from about the last week or so.
And we'll finish up the show with Washed Up Wagers. We'll recap our picks from last week, and we will make our picks for this week's slate. So MLB All-Star Game 2024. It was in Arlington, Texas. It is the 93rd edition of the Midsummer Classic between the American League and the National League. The American League came back to win 5-3. The American League is now 48-44-1. I don't know how you tie in an All-Star game, but apparently you can. The American League has also won the 10 of the last 11 games. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, I kind of said.
Shohei Ohtani opened up the scoring for the National League with a 3-run home run in the third. It was his first career All-Star Game home run and the first All-Star Game home run by a Los Angeles Dodgers since Mike Piazza in '96.
Yep. It
was also the second ever home run by a Japanese-born player in All-Star Game history. Ichiro's inside the park home run in '07 was the only other one.
That's pretty. Imagine hitting an inside the park home run at an All-Star game.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure wasn't he the only one with an RBI? No, with an RBI on the National League team.
Oh, Shohei?
Yeah, he was.
Shohei had like 2 walks, a home run, and 3 ribbies. Right. So.
Juan Soto drove in a pair for the American League with a 2-run double in the third and then scored on an RBI single by David Fry of the Cleveland Guardians to tie it 3-3. Soto became the third ever New York Yankee player with multiple RBIs at the All-Star Game, joining young Carlos Stanton in 2017 and Derek Jeter in 2000.
2 of my favorites right there.
But don't
actually 3 of my favorites because Juan Soto is now one of my favorites.
But don't forget about this year's All-Star Game MVP.
Yeah, deserving.
Jarren Duran, who hit a 2-run home run.
413 feet.
I was seeing if it was off of. Oh, we don't have.
Oh, it was off Hunter Green.
Oh yeah, off of Hunter Green, and went 413 feet to put the American League up 5-3.
That was a
obviously, like I said, Jarren Duran won the MVP. He's 27 years old and becomes the 5th Red Sox player to win the All-Star Game MVP, joining Carly Yastrzemski, who did it in 1970, Roger Clemens in 86, Pedro Martinez in 99, and
J.D.
Drew in 2008.
That's crazy.
He was the first Red Sox player to hit a home run in the All-Star Game since Adrian Gonzalez in 2011.
Wow.
Also, in the game, the National League starting pitcher Paul Skeens recorded a scoreless first inning. He becomes one of 3 pitchers, Chris Sale and Justin Verlander, to throw multiple pitches over 100 miles per hour during an All-Star Game, where he threw 5 just in the first inning alone.
Yeah.
The National
didn't
League
get your 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, I did not get my 2 strikeouts, unfortunately. The National League out-hit the American League 10-5, but somehow still lost. The American League is the first team to win the All-Star Game by multiple runs after trailing by multiple runs since 1993. It was the shortest All-Star Game since 1988, being 2 hours and 28 minutes in length. What were you guys' thoughts on the All-Star Game? Are you guys a fan of the event?
I love the All-Star Game. I think it's fun seeing all the stars on one team. Jarren Duran was deserving of the MVP for sure. He's been on a tear lately, and I would have liked to see my boy Judge not swing at the first pitch against Paul Skeens, so we could see a little bit more of a dramatic matchup. But love to see Juan Soto get a couple ribbies. How about you?
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it. Well, hey, it was an entertaining game, and American League.
I should have asked that question.
The American League scored over 4.5 runs. The alternate line, like I said. 5 runs on 5 hits. That's pretty impressive.
National League let me down on that bet. What do you think about it, Bill?
I love the All-Star Game. I always have.
Cool.
Just getting all the superstars together on one field just to be able to play is pretty
And
fantastic.
you'll like this. I saw that Rob Manfred and the league are reviewing for the future. I'm not going to like this, but you will. That in the All-Star Game, they're going to wear maybe they're
all uniform
home uniforms and away uniforms.
I like that. I think it's cool.
I thought the All-Star Game jerseys were pretty sick with like the American League with the tan and like the red, and then the National League like a dark blue. I thought those were pretty sweet, but I'm just not a fan of seeing all the different, like, it's not really unison. So different preference.
Yeah.
So
also, other than the All-Star Game, probably my favorite event in MLB All-Star Weekend is the Home Run Derby. Took place last Monday. 38th Home Run Derby was won by Teoscar Hernandez of the Los Angeles Dodgers, who defeated Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals in the final, 14-13.
Witt almost tied it up with that
Bobby
off the wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Hernandez became the fourth oldest player to win a home run derby in his debut at 31 years old, and is the oldest to win it since David Ortiz in 2010 at age 34.
I'm seeing a little too much Red Sox on this.
I love it.
I love it.
Hernandez is also the first Dodger to win the home run derby crown overall. He won $1 million prize and a derby champ chain for winning. I saw the champ chain. It was
So cool.
He had the sixth longest odds to win the derby at plus 1,100. And is the seventh player from the Dominican Republic to win the Derby overall. He defeated Alec Bohm of the
He was hitting bombs.
He defeated Alec Bohm of the Philadelphia Phillies in the semifinal round and was fourth out of the 8 hitters in the first round with 19 home runs.
So I think the 4 underdogs finished better than the 4 favorites in that event. I think we talked about
besides Bobby Witt. I think Bobby Witt was in it.
And he was like middle of the pack, but like Ramirez and Bohm both made it to the semis, and they were like least favorite to win. So
and the 2023 Home Run Derby champion, Vladdy Guerrero Jr., said that if Teoscar wanted to return to defend his title next year, that he will also join, which I hope he does decide that, because that'd be crazy.
It was sick.
So, we started the second half of the season over the weekend, and we're just going to give you a quick little standings update. We'll probably get into some more MLB stuff in the next couple of weeks as things start to heat up. But here are some standings as we enter the second half of the season. In the AL East, the Baltimore Orioles are 60-39, and they lead the New York Yankees by 1.5 games. In the AL Central, the Cleveland Guardians are 59-40. They lead the Twins and the Royals by 4 games in the Central. In the West, the Houston Astros now, after a terrible start, are somehow tied with the Mariners in first place in the AL West Division, and they're ahead of the Texas Rangers, defending World Series champs, by 4 games. In the wild card, the Yankees, Twins, and Royals have those 3 spots right now. The Red Sox are 2 games out. In the NL East, the Phillies, best team in baseball record-wise, are 63-37. They lead the Atlanta Braves by 8.5 games. Which is pretty crazy, but the Braves have so many injuries right now. In the NL Central, the Brewers are having a pretty good season quietly. They're 57-43, lead the St. Louis Cardinals by 5 games.
Yelich is playing well again.
Yep, and his all-star teammate Contreras behind the dish. Los Angeles Dodgers are leading the NL West by 8.5 games. They have a 60-41 record, and they're ahead of the San Diego Padres. And in the wild card, it's a pretty good race in the NL. The Braves, Cardinals, and Mets all have those 3 positions. The Padres and the Pittsburgh Pirates are half a game out, with the Diamondbacks 1 game back.
Don't slip on the D-backs, baby.
So this was mainly for Pat, but Pat's not here, so I'm just going to read through real quick. Over the weekend, we had the 152nd Open Championship held in Scotland. American Xander Schauffele won it all for the first time ever. It's his 2nd major tournament win this year. As we know, he also won the PGA Championship a couple weeks ago. His purse that he won, $3.1 million. He shot -9 on the weekend. I know there was some pretty rough conditions throughout. A lot of guys struggled. Usually we see a lot better scores too, but -9.
His Sunday, his final round, he shot a 65
5 under,
with
right?
8 birdies.
That's 7 under?
7 under.
7 under.
7 under with 8 birdies, which is insane.
Yeah.
No bogeys.
Yeah.
Bogeyless.
So Scotty Scheffler had another top 10 finish. I know he's only had like 2 tournaments this year where he's finished outside the top 10, which is pretty crazy. He actually started this tournament as a plus 500, and it was the 4th time this year he was a favorite at a major. So he was all 4 major tournament favorite. It's the first time since Tiger Woods in 2013 that anybody has done that in a single year, and he has now been a favorite at 8 straight majors, which is the longest streak in 15 years. He finished in a tie for 7th with a -1 on the weekend. Many stars like Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, Ryder Cup team captain for USA, Keegan Bradley, and Victor Hovland did not even make the cut. And it's the third straight major that Tiger has missed the cut. So.
Also, I saw a picture of Tiger in shorts today for the first time since
without the
his
leg
surgery.
sleeves.
no leg sleeve.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
his scars from
It's
here
insane.
to here. It's crazy.
I can't even imagine.
No.
The accidents and the surgery. That
Yeah.
guy's like going to be a robot.
Yeah,
With all the
literally.
freaking metal pieces inside of him.
Seriously.
Another cool thing at the event, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it caught my eye. It was number 1 on SportsCenter top plays. Si-Woo Kim, he's a South Korean golfer at this event. He made the longest hole-in-one in Open Championship history. It was a 238-yard shot
That's nuts.
on a par 3 17th hole. So that was pretty cool. And just real quick, there was some bickering in the media before this tournament started last week with Scottish golfer Colin Montgomery saying that it was time for Tiger to hang up the cleats, put the irons in the bag for good and leave them in the garage to collect some dust. He said that everybody's got to say goodbye at some point, and he wants Tiger to hang it up, but he's saying Tiger basically isn't realistic and he's still going to keep going. Tiger actually shot back at him and said he's a 3-time winner of the Open, and so he gets to participate whenever the hell he wants because he's a winner, and Montgomery hasn't, so he doesn't get to talk on that matter. So pretty good mic drop moment for Tiger.
Yeah.
We'll see Schauffele and Scheffler alongside Colin Morikawa and Wyndham Clark on the 4-man Olympic Team USA roster this coming weekend and beyond for the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Should be a dub.
Yeah,
should be a gold
that
medal.
team is pretty loaded. I know Rory's competing, I think, for Ireland or Britain, one of the two, but
Yeah.
they should definitely win as a team.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Olympics,
Speaking of Olympics, the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris begin this weekend.
Yep.
The opening ceremony is Friday, July 26th at 1:30. LeBron is representing the U.S. As the flag bearer at the opening ceremony. LeBron was voted by his fellow Olympians. He is the first men's basketball player to ever be the flag bearer at the Olympic opening ceremony. Also, randomly, but Snoop Dogg is acting as one of the torchbearers to carry the Olympic flag.
I love that.
dude, I love it too,
I like
and
it.
I love even more that he's going to be commentating on some of the events at the
I hope
Olympics.
it's like
that's
equestrian,
fucking-
dude.
Oh my
It's
god,
equestrian.
it definitely
It
is.
should be
It
equestrian.
definitely
It
is.
should be.
Yeah.
Cue that. I'm going to put that clip right in there of Snoop calling equestrian.
Oh,
He hit that grip walk,
Okay, all right, that was an easy one. Come on, let's do another one.
Horses. I like this. This is equestrian.
This is
They call
prancing.
They call this
Prancing.
equestrian.
By the way, look at that horse.
Did you? Oh, the horse crip walking, cuz. You see that? On the set. That's gangsters of up. Hey! Oh, cuz. Oh, look at this, cuz.
Oh, come on, man.
This horse is off the chain. I gotta get this motherfucker in a video, cuz.
Oh, you
Oh,
All right, well, let's jump into the preview of the men's basketball tournament. Kind of long awaited now. Finally, we have some basketball back after the summer league. The tournament begins with the group phase on Saturday, July 27th. It ends with the gold medal game on Sunday, August 11th. 12 teams will compete in 3 groups of 4. Each team has 12 players on the roster for a total of 288 competing athletes. Each team plays all the other teams in their group once for 3 total games in the group. Teams get 2 points for a win, 1 point for a loss, and 0 points for a forfeit.
Yeah.
Why did they forfeit?
I don't know. Injuries or...
I guess.
I don't know.
Top 2 teams in each group qualify for the knockout rounds. The 2 best third-place teams will advance to the quarterfinals, while the other 4 teams will be eliminated. Tiebreakers are head-to-head record and then points differential. A random draw determines the quarterfinal matchups. The 2 highest-ranked teams will be placed on opposite sides of the bracket. Teams from the same group cannot play each other again in the quarterfinals. The knockout rounds are single elimination. Winners of the semifinals advance to the gold medal game, and losers will advance to the bronze medal game.
So here are the groups. Group A is Australia, Greece, Canada, and Spain. Group B is France, Germany, Japan, and Brazil. Group C is Serbia, South Sudan, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Let's go group by group. So who do you guys have advancing in Group A?
I'll go first. Got to go with the Greeks because that's my homeland. So we're going definitely Greece. I don't know if they'll finish first. I think that'll be a great game between them and Canada. I'm going to go Canada and Greece advancing, and I could see Spain make it out as the third place team. Australia, Josh Giddey, you guys are getting the fuck out of there. That group is way too loaded for them.
No, I'd have to agree. I don't know who's going to finish first in that, but I have Canada and Greece making it out of it at least for the top two.
I know you said Australia, get the fuck out of here, but I have Canada and Australia.
That's fine.
Australia actually is like pretty NBA loaded.
Yeah.
With Patty Mills, Joe Ingles, Giddey, Dante Exum, Jock Londale.
Yeah.
So they have a bunch of players that can play. So those are my two.
I just think Greece, like, I'm looking
They also
forward.
snuck it.
Greece?
Yeah.
I mean, they won their qualifying tournament, so they did what they had to do. But I'm excited to see Giannis. They have a
His
few.
first Olympics.
Giannis,
Yeah.
Papa Giannis. But they also have Nick Kalathis, who's a veteran point guard for them. They have some guys who play in the EuroLeague, so I'm excited to watch them. But Canada, obviously, pretty loaded, especially at the guard position with Jamal Murray and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Right.
They also have Dylan Brooks, who steps up his game when he plays with them.
RJ.
RJ, yes. I think a weakness for them is going to be their bigs, though. Their bigs are like Dwight Powell and Kelly Olynyk, like, NBA guys, but like role players, And
They have Kelly Olynyk, Dwight Powell, and Trey Lyles. Those
potentially going up
and
against
Kem Birch. Don't
potentially
forget
going up against bigs like Nikola Jokic,
Joel
Giannis,
Embiid,
of
Anthony
course.
Davis.
And that's I'm just
if they
mentioning.
make it through, yeah.
Wemby, Rudy Gobert, so that would be a weak spot for them, but the guard play for Canada will definitely carry. And then Spain, as we know, they're good chemistry, so I definitely have them advancing as a third place team.
Yeah. Now, what do you guys think about Group B?
So Group B, it's hard not to say France just because of the Twin Towers of Wemby and Rudy Gobert. I think that's going to be so fun to watch. You know who else is playing on Team France?
Nicolas Batum,
Yes. You know who else?
Bruno Caboclo.
Gershon Yabusele is on the France national team roster.
shelf.
Oh wait,
Yep.
Bruno Caboclo's on
The original wagon. So I like France, and I also like Germany. They just fought hard against the U.S., lost by just 4.
They're a good team.
They are the defending World Cup champions. They have the Wagner brothers, Dennis Schroeder running the backcourt, Daniel Tice, former Celtics glue man. So they're a really good tight knit team. So I have France and Germany to go through.
I hate to agree with you again, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to agree. It's just too. It's like you can't say. Obviously, like you said, the Twin Towers in France, and then the defending FIBA World Cup champions, Germany, who've been together for a long time. They have this experience. So Germany and France coming out of Group B for me.
Yeah. I also agree with you guys, but a sleeper team, Japan.
I was just gonna say.
I love Japan, bro. Like they're very good shooters. Like they got a lot of shooters. A lot of shooters.
Rui Hachimura will be obviously.
Yuta Watanabe.
Well, they have Watanabe. You know who else they have?
The guy from Nebraska. Yeah.
Kisei
Oh,
Tominaga, the Japanese
He was
Curry.
butter.
He's
Butter.
very good. So that'll be a fun team to watch for sure, too.
Yeah. Now Group C.
I wonder who we're picking. Who's coming out
You
first.
take Group C because I started too, so we'll see.
Well, obviously, I have the United States winning.
USA! USA!
I mean, you have to.
Yeah. But I honestly wouldn't be surprised if South Sudan made it second and advanced to the quarterfinals, especially if Don Maker gets that approval and joins that team as well.
You talk about, I know you like team ball. That's team
team.
ball at its best right there. Yeah. So I'll have them going through as a third place team just because Serbia has a bunch of NBA level players led by Nikola Jokic, the defending 2-time MVP. Or
Nikola Jovic.
3-time.
Young
2 or 3
Bogdanovic.
MVPs has he won now. But NBA champion MVP Nikola Jokic will be leading them. They have a bunch of other NBA players. Bogdanovic, of course.
Nikola Jovic.
Yeah, no, they're a bunch of NBA guys that can score the rock and long pause, but they got some good size on that team. USA, they should be first.
Yeah, that's hands down.
And then I like South Sudan coming out as the third place team. They just watching them against the USA, the fight that they showed, and the fearlessness kind of. Carlik Jones had a triple double in that scrimmage against the USA, but also Wenyan Gabriel, our hometown hero, kind of, and JT Thor was looking good, and also Mariel Shayok, he knocked down 6 or 7 threes against the US. So it's a fun team.
Now, obviously, other than the United States, who do you guys think could take the gold medal?
I would say Canada.
Yeah,
Just like
who
I feel like you look at these teams, and there's so many great players, but I think Canada just has that star power that
Definitely.
They just feel like another USA in a sense.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with somebody from Group B, and that's going to be Germany, just because they won a gold medal a year ago. So they've been there before. Again, the Wagner brothers, they really step up their game, play together on the Magic, so they get good chem. But also Dennis Schroeder is just a guy that can get buckets, and he's also a facilitator. And we talk about guard play, he's going to be big for them, and I think they have the big men that can, stop those offensive bigs that we named earlier in Daniel Tice and Mo Wagner. So I think they have the potential to win a medal and challenge the U.S. like they did last summer.
Yeah. Now, speaking of medals, who do you guys have?
Wait. Who do you think?
I am the same with Lou. I'm with Canada.
Canada?
Yeah.
Okay.
Canada's
But hey, another one could be France. Home court advantage.
right.
France is
Rudy,
good,
Wemby, all those guys.
Absolutely.
Gold medal favorite too.
So, since speaking of medals, who do you guys have as your gold, silver, and bronze medals?
You missed one.
No, I didn't. I'm going back to it because we were talking about medals, so might as well say medals.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go?
I have USA gold, Canada silver,
Mhm.
France bronze. I have France and Germany in my bronze medal game, my matchup, but I feel like you said, home court advantage, and that's just too tall of that paint, especially with the FIBA rules now too, where you can
Goaltending.
yeah,
and
exactly.
Stuff, yeah.
It's just going to be hard to score the ball.
I also don't know if there's defensive 3 seconds in FIBA rules, so that could be another big factor. Because in the NBA, you can't just sit under the rim. They can have 2 guys sit under the rim.
Exactly.
I'm going to have USA and France in my gold medal game. USA winning their 5th straight gold medal is my prediction. France taking silver on their home turf. I'm going to have Canada winning the bronze over Germany.
So
Actually, I'm going to change that. I'm going to have Canada winning the bronze medal over Greece, just because I think Giannis can lead them to potentially meaningful games. So
fair enough. So my two, I have U.S. against Canada, and my surprise team of Australia the third place, winning the bronze
Against
game
who?
against Germany.
nice.
Yeah, I think that Australia's. Like I said,
USA right now -500 to win the gold. Canada +1100. That's pretty good
You say
value.
-500?
-500 to win the gold. France +1200. Serbia +1600. Greece +2000. Germany +3000. Australia +4000.
That's crazy.
To win a medal, Canada -115. That's pretty decent odds. Australia is +320. France +100.
They probably don't even have anything for US.
US -3500 to win a medal. So that's $3,500 to win 100.
That's insane. So Team USA is seeking their 5th consecutive gold and their 16th overall. The Team USA has won 16 of the previous 20 Olympics for the men's basketball and have only not medaled once.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Team USA begins group play against Serbia on Sunday, July 28th at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time.
You want to do a player to watch, or?
Oh, right. I said I was going to go back to it, and I never did. So, obviously, many good players in this tournament. So, one player to watch that could help their country stand out, mine, is Tomonaga.
For Japan?
Even though I didn't have Japan advancing through in anything, I just loved him at Nebraska, and he's just a go
Shooter.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at, there's so many players, especially players in the NBA in this Olympics, and back to the Dream Team, they only played against 9 current NBA players. Right now, the U.S. is actually expected to play against 61 current NBA players, which is crazy how the game of basketball has just expanded throughout the entire world.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, that NBA in general, too.
Yeah.
But my player to watch, I did write Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Love to see what he does with Canada, but Giannis, too, being his first Olympics.
He's hungry.
And he is hungry. He won a championship, but now he wants that gold medal.
And he's starving.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yes, sir, brother. And also, just to kind of lead this team with not many other big name players, he just has a chance to kind of do it himself. So he's definitely a guy to watch. It's hard to name anybody on Team USA just because I don't think anybody will ever pop off just because they're so balanced with their stars.
hope they don't turn out to be like England.
A team we didn't mention is Puerto Rico, and they won their qualifying tournament led by Jose Alvarado, who is a key X factor on the New Orleans Pelicans. So he could be a player to watch and has an opportunity to kind of stand out for his country. I like Tominaga.
They could squeeze their way. They really could.
I mean, they could.
Tremont Waters also.
Tremont Waters is on that team. Good shout. Where's the group? Puerto Rico. I mean,
Serbia, South Sudan.
all they have to do
USA.
is finish third theoretically. So I mean, they could do it. But yeah, that's going to be my player to watch, other than Germany's Dennis Schroeder, because he's usually very good in these tournaments.
Yeah.
Well, I know the Olympics are way more than just basketball. Obviously, like there's over, I believe, what is it?
45 events.
No, over almost just about 600 athletes, 592 athletes.
That's
in this
just
Olympics.
that's just Team USA alone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
thousands of
Yes.
athletes all around the world. My apologies.
And this has been dating back to like the Olympics have been
Right.
since like ancient Greece.
And it's always fun to watch the Olympics, whether it's basketball, soccer, whatever sport you guys are more interested in watching.
It's also fun to watch because we don't get to see these sports every day,
Yeah.
and we see them every 4 years. So
and
it's really
it's the best players in their
Yeah.
respective sports
The
as well.
best of the best.
Yeah. So we have a list of 45 total events here that will be taking place in the 2024 Paris Games. So I will be going through them. We have archery, artistic gymnastics, artistic swimming, athletics such as track and field, badminton, basketball, 3-on-3 basketball, beach volleyball, boxing, and making its Olympic debut, break fucking dancing, baby. I'm actually excited to watch that.
I gotta tune in and see what that's about.
Canoe slalom,
Dude, canoe's
canoe
lit.
sprint,
Canoe is, yeah.
cycling BMX freestyle, cycling BMX racing, cycling mountain biking, cycling road, cycling track. We got diving, equestrian. If you don't know what that's horseback riding.
Yeah.
Fencing, football, which is American soccer, golf, handball, hockey, which is field hockey, judo, marathon swimming, modern pentathlon, rhythmic gymnastics, rowing, rugby sevens, sailing, shooting, skateboarding, sport climbing, rock climbing, surfing, swimming, table tennis, taekwondo, tennis, trampoline,
Dude, I don't know what trampoline is.
triathlon, volleyball, one of my favorites, water polo,
Yeah.
weightlifting, and wrestling. So let's just have some fun and talk about some of our favorite Olympic sports besides, obviously, basketball.
Start us up.
Do you want to start us off,
Yeah,
Bobby?
I can. Honestly, I love track and field. I love watching honestly, the people. Watching just how fast all these people are is insane.
And there's
And
so
how-
many different events in track.
Yeah, like the hurdles, the 400 meter, 800 meter.
Every race is so different. Like 100 and 200 are pretty similar, but 400 and then 800 and then 1600, like they're all just
My
so
favorites
different.
are the relays.
Oh,
Yeah,
the relays are
relay
electric.
races are one of
Relays
the
are awesome.
best, honestly.
Because like at one point, someone could be like in last place, and then all of a sudden, someone extremely fast just fucking explodes.
Yep.
Bam.
Do you have any others that you like?
No, that was really all I.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love watching a lot of like the events. Honestly, whichever event you watch, honestly, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
You can't deny swimming
Dude.
is electric.
Yep.
Like
Do you talk about
just-
relay races?
Yeah.
The relay races in swimming.
Those
Yeah.
are sick.
Like I just think back to like the 08 Olympics when
Michael Phelps.
with Michael Phelps, and they had they were trailing, and this guy like Jason Lezak was their fourth man, and he came back and like won it for them, and they won the gold. And Phelps is like, they were all going crazy. That was
Ryan
awesome.
Lochte.
Yeah, he was on that relay. So it's a good one.
BMX freestyle, I love watching. It's just insane how you
Yeah.
do on a back,
Yeah.
on a bike. I have taekwondo, which is going to be sick, and then
Obviously, water polo.
beach volleyball under the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, that's
will
gonna be so
the
sick.
best thing ever.
That's the most aesthetically pleasing.
Whoever's going to get
stadium
that
ever.
perfect shot of that gold medal match or something.
Imagine
with
someone
the Eiffel
going to
Tower behind.
spike like right at the net, and someone's just taking the picture with the
Yep.
Eiffel Tower in the background. You spike it.
All right, well, I guess I'll give mine now. I was going to say beach volleyball. Water polo is also cool just because of how different it is.
Polo.
Also, kind of a sleeper is like regular indoor volleyball. Like those guys and girls, but guys do it too. They're athletic as fuck. Like
they got bunnies.
I didn't have an appreciation for volleyball until I like covered some games at St. A's. Like they got hops and they're super athletic. What else? I think diving's pretty cool. Diving is cool. They literally flip and twist and make no splash going into the water. What else have I got? I think that was it.
Oh, I forgot another one. Archery.
Archery is cool.
That shit is fucking electric.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know what trampoline is, but that's pretty cool. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I will say, if Snoop Dogg is announcing it, equestrian.
Yeah.
Definitely watch horse riding.
But also, Garrett was talking about it in there. Gymnastics is pretty fun to watch too. Mm-hmm. Just those are
back.
Yeah, third Olympics. I think she's reaching 30 years old but that'll be fun to watch. And those athletes, they're just like super strong, super fit. So definitely get an appreciation for that. Handball.
Yeah,
the USA actually doesn't have a team.
If you watch handball, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't know how to play that. It's crazy how they just throw the ball and like the change of direction, all their shots. It's crazy. Well, like I said previous, we have about 592 athletes on Team USA here, between the ages of 16 all the way to 60 years old. Outside of basketball.
Sorry to interrupt, but what do you think the 60-year-old is doing in the Olympics?
It could be archery. It could be
equestrian,
biking.
Yep.
I really don't know. Sailing.
No. I mean, any of those athletes outside. Let's talk outside of basketball, outside of the Team USA, because I know that's our primary focus. But we have so many athletes in this country giving their best. Like, what athlete from USA outside of basketball do you guys want to watch?
Like I said, track and field is my favorite to watch. Someone who's absolutely electric with track and field is Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone.
Yeah.
I think that's how you say her name.
Dude, she's gross.
She's amazing. Like three-time Olympic gold medalist, I believe.
So I think this is going to be her third, and she's won two. She's won the 400 meter and also the 400 meter hurdles. I think gold medal, but she might have 3 total medals. But I know she was like a 17-year-old gold medalist 8 years ago.
Yeah, so she's a 3-time world champion, 2-time Olympic, 2-time national champion, world champion, silver medalist, and NCAA champion.
Yeah, and she's only 25, and it's her third Olympics.
24.
She's 24. She's really good. I'll back you on the track and field just because I know this is a popular name, but he's got a lot of pressure on him because he talks shit, and that's something I can appreciate. Somebody running their mouth, and that's Noah Lyles. Claims he's the fastest man in the world. All right,
it's time to prove it.
Let's fucking see it. He just came off a personal best 9.81 100-meter dash at an event this past week. So let's see if he can win the gold. And I think track's electric. But also Katie Ledecky in swimming. She's a fucking tank and just wins gold medal after gold medal. So keep an eye out for her in the swimming.
Well, screw you, because my player to watch was Katie.
Really?
Mine was Katie Ledecky.
I thought yours was Titmus.
No, because she's not from the USA. She's Australian.
Oh.
But Katie Ledecky was obviously my player to watch here. Undefeated in the 800 meters and in the 1500 meters. Wow. So she is going to be, I think she's going after it. She's going for
and I thought you were going to mention this guy, so I changed my pick. But Jimmer Fredette.
Yeah.
35 years old, is playing on the Team USA 3-on-3 team. So keep an eye out for that.
With Canyon Berry.
Also on the women's side, Haley Van Lith.
I'll just finish it up here for us.
Thank you.
Team USA currently projected to finish at the top of the medal count with 123 medals. They actually won 113 in 2020 at the Tokyo Games, so they're projected to win 10 more this time around. They're projected to win 37 gold, 34 silver, and 52 bronze at this Olympics. Any other Olympic tidbits or facts or anything else you're looking forward to? It's going to be a great
This is going to be an electric couple weeks, but I got nothing else.
I love this year because we're not just sticking with just baseball. There's a lot going on in the summer, which I'm really appreciative for. So next year it's going to suck.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's time to talk about some random news in the sports world, starting with football. So a surprising retirement news in the league. The two-time All-Pro linebacker Shaquille Barrett has informed the Miami Dolphins that he is retiring after signing with them this year, said that he wants to spend more time with his family. He's 31 years old. His 2-year-old daughter tragically died last year.
That's like a big reason. That was really a tragedy.
Yeah.
But he was really good.
He was.
He had like almost 20 sacks one year, I think, with the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I want to say it was he finished 19 and a half.
Yeah.
Also retiring as former Arizona Cardinal and Miami Dolphin running back Kenyon Drake spent 8 years in the league out of Alabama with 5 different teams.
Yeah, he was good.
He was good. Couldn't end up staying on the field though at the end.
Yeah.
San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk has officially requested a trade. The two sides have failed to get an extension done this offseason. He wants more money. They're offering him only $26 million, and he wants more, upper towards 28 to 30.
What everybody else is getting.
Yeah.
The A.J. Browns, the Deebo Samuels, etc.
Exactly.
But they ain't paying him.
No. The 49ers don't want to trade him or pay him the market value. Ayuk will avoid training camp until he gets a new deal or is traded. The Chicago Bears have agreed to deals with their rookie first-round picks, Caleb Williams, who was number 1, and Rome Odunze, who was number 9. Williams, a 4-year, $39.4 million deal with a $25.5 million signing bonus. While Odunze gets a 4-year, $22.7 million deal with a $13.3 million signing bonus. Other news for the Bears, they're allowing safety Jonathan Owens to miss 7 training camp practices so he can travel with Team USA to Paris for the Olympics. He will watch his wife and USA gymnast Simone Biles compete in her 3rd Olympics. The New Orleans Saints have agreed to a 1-year, $5.2 million extension with Rashid Shaheed. The 25-year-old wide receiver was an All-Pro return man last year and had 5 touchdowns and had a great connection with Derek Carr. The Houston Texans have signed free agent running back, who I thought would never see the field again, Cam Akers, to a 1-year deal before he ends up getting cut this offseason. He's coming off a torn left Achilles. He last played with the Los Angeles Rams and the Minnesota Vikings. Gambling charges have been dropped against the New England Patriots wide receiver Keyshawn Boutte. State of Louisiana dropped underage gambling and computer fraud charges. Boutte made illegal sports bets while at LSU while under the age of 21. Placed over 8,900 wagers, 17 on college games, including 6 on LSU games where he played. The Baltimore Ravens have signed 2-time Pro Bowl safety Eddie Jackson to a 1-year deal. He was released by the Bears this offseason after spending his first 7 years with them. The 30-year-old played 12 games last year and has 15 career interceptions.
All right, let's move it over to some college football now. Kind of a nice gesture here by the Crimson Tide. Alabama will be naming their field after a retired head coach and now ESPN analyst Nick Saban. It will be known as the Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium now. Saban retired in January, won a total of 6 national championships in 17 seasons at Alabama, with totaling at 108-9 home record while with the Crimson Tide.
Only 9 home games in 17
Not even double
years.
digits. That's why he's the GOAT. Yeah. Some terrible news now. Utah State football player Andre Sheldon Jr. died in a drowning this past weekend. 22-year-old was cliff diving with friends and did not resurface. He transferred to Utah State after serving as team captain at New Mexico State and previously spent 2 years at Michigan. Javian Toviano, a corner for the LSU Tigers, was arrested over the weekend on video voyeurism charges. The 19-year-old is accused of having sex with a woman and recording it without her consent. Girl found videos of them on his iPad. They were taken with a camera built into a clock next to her bed. He has been suspended from all team activities, appeared in every game last year as a freshman. That's insane. Yeah. That is actually terrible. I don't know why people think you're just untouchable and you can do whatever you want when you're playing D1. Like, come on. But let's move over to basketball. We also have some sad news here. Father of late Kobe Bryant, Joe Jellybean Bryant, had died last Tuesday at the age of 69. He recently suffered a massive stroke and was in bad health. He was drafted by the Golden State Warriors in 1975 out of LaSalle University. He played 606 games for the Warriors, 76ers, Clippers, and Rockets in a total of 8 seasons. He later played nearly a decade in France and Italy and then became a coach.
And that's where Kobe grew up,
Yep.
over in Italy.
Served as a head coach for the Los Angeles Sparks of the WNBA for 3 seasons and also coached in college as well as in Japan and also Thailand.
Quick little moment of silence for Jelly Bean.
Yeah.
Damn, man. That's
All right. Well, big news. The Miami
Get the banner.
Heat, the Miami Heat. Yep, get the banner. Miami Heat are champions of the 2K25 Summer League. They finally got a ship. Good for them. Good for Jimmy. I'm so happy for him. They beat the Memphis Grizzlies 120-118 in the overtime championship match on Monday to finish with a 6-0 record. The Heat's Josh Christopher won MVP of the championship with 24 points on 6 threes. The Grizzlies were led by Jake LaRavia with 32 points, Scottie Pippen Jr. with 29 points, 11 assists, and Gigi Jackson, who also contributed 28 points.
So there's no one else score.
They
Literally,
just put a bunch of
I
guys
was
that
gonna say.
played in the NBA already on one team, and they still lost.
Jalen Wilson of the Brooklyn Nets was named MVP of the entire Summer League.
Kansas Jayhawk, baby.
He averaged 21.8 points per game and 4.6 boards per game, including 55% shooting from 3.
I put this one in for you.
Number 2 overall draft pick Alex Sarr of the Washington Wizards put up a stinker last Tuesday.
Goose egg, in other words.
Was held scoreless, shooting 0 of 15 from the field and included 0 of 7 from 3. That's good. Most field goal attempts without a make in Summer League since 2017. Do we know who that was? Because I would
don't.
love to shit on
I
them.
know.
Okay. Averaged 6.7 points per game while shooting 19.5% overall in the Summer League. So
They talked
Good
about
job.
Ronnie.
good job.
Oh, this
Ron.
guy.
Yep.
Stinker.
NBA looks to be staying on TNT for at least the next decade or so.
Yeah.
Turner Sports matched
I know.
Amazon's $1.8 billion a year offer. TNT has aired NBA games since its inception in 1988 and will have the Thursday night slot this coming season.
That
All I was
means-
going to say is thank fucking God.
I know.
That's-
Shaq,
yeah,
Kenny,
yeah.
Chuck, and Ernie for another year. Barkley is retiring after next year, but they'll still have the show.
Oh, I really hope they don't add Draymond to that.
I know,
They,
bro.
you know they will.
I know.
Jamal Crawford actually does some work with them too, and
does.
Candace Parker. So
Before they head off to the Olympics, Team USA finished the Olympic exhibition schedule with a perfect 5-0 record. Obviously, there's some sweats.
yeah,
They beat Canada, Australia. They beat Serbia by 24 last Wednesday, and they squeaked out a 101-100 win over South Sudan last weekend, and also beat Germany by just 4 points on this past Monday. Kevin Durant calf injury did not play in any one of those
What a joke.
games.
Like, why do we bring him?
I know.
Like, we could have brought Jalen. You know,
Must be part of the team, I guess. Speaking of Team USA, after Derek White was chosen to replace Kawhi Leonard for the final spot over other stars like Jaylen Brown, Brown and White have talked, and they are good terms. Brown said he called White right away to make sure they were all good. Brown was critical of Team USA for not offering him the spot and also believed Nike played a big part of the decision. But I remember reading that Brown called White, making sure they were all good terms, saying he's so proud of him, that he loves them, and then just go out and ball.
Yeah, good
So,
teammate.
I mean, that's what I like that from him.
Yeah.
I like that from him.
Yeah, keep the chem intact. Let's finish up some hoops news. LA Clippers traded former MVP guard Russell Westbrook to the Utah Jazz. The Jazz bought Westbrook out. This is the second time they've done that now. He will be joining the Denver Nuggets. Chris Dunn is heading to the Clippers on a 3-year, $17 million deal as part of the trade.
Jokic got what he wanted.
Yes,
he
he
was
did.
he was asking for
I
Russ.
mentioned it. You said it was NBA Central.
It was at the
No,
time.
it was real.
It
It was real.
The Lakers are adding another assistant coach on their staff, Lindsey Harding. She was a former G League assistant last year of the Sacramento Kings affiliate, the Stockton Kings. She was actually the G League Coach of the Year, led them to the Western Conference Finals in her only season with them. She was the former WNBA #1 pick in the draft. She was an All-American at Duke, and she was previously a player development coach with the 76ers, where she actually coached J.J. Redick, so a little connection there. Evan Mobley and the Cavs have agreed to a 5-year, $224 million extension. 23-year-old, was an all-defensive first-team pick last year, and that can be up to, I think, 260 if he
White,
gets like
Hauser,
again.
Pritch,
I know.
And
Porzingis.
And wow.
Tillman.
They're like
all less
185 million
Yeah.
combined to that.
Speaking of
That's
that,
amazing.
Sam Hauser coming back to the Seas on a 4-year,
He finally stopped partying.
Yes, four-year, $45 million extension. I don't know where the Celtics are getting this money, but God bless him. He was a 42% three-point shooter last year, which was the 4th best in the league, minimum 400 attempts.
So remember when Duncan Robinson signed his contract? It was
Yeah.
4 years, $80 million.
Yeah.
And
90.
I think it was 90.
We're getting
yeah.
a better version.
Yeah.
Veteran guard Spencer Dinwiddie heading back to the Dallas Mavericks on a 1-year veteran minimum deal. He was actually traded to Brooklyn for Kyrie in that deal and is now going to be playing with him.
I don't know if you guys remember Dinwiddie on the Mavs, but he was a baller.
He was.
He averaged
He was very
17 and
good.
5 in 2022 with the Mavs. Gary Trent Jr. joining the Milwaukee Bucks on a 1-year deal. Seth Curry re-signing with the Hornets on a 1-year deal. Cameron Payne signing with the New York Knicks on a 1-year deal. Reggie Jackson got bought out by the Hornets after being traded by the Nuggets. He's signing with the 76ers, who just keep loading up. That's going to be a formidable opponent if they can stay on the court. Lastly, former NBA veteran Patrick Beverley. Hothead. See you later. He's heading overseas. He's going to be joining Hapoel Tel Aviv Basketball Club in Israel this coming season on a contract worth about $2 million.
Remember when he said to Steph that these next 5 years are mine? And then he's out of the
Last
league?
5 years were yours. Next 5 years are mine. 4.5 years later, he's in Israel.
He's heading back overseas.
Cursed on the
He actually started playing overseas. His career started overseas in Greece and Russia. Has spent the last 12 years in the NBA. To finish it up, there's a popular NBA Rookie of the Year bet right now. Although Zach Edey is the current favorite at plus 550, Bronny James is getting a lot of action at plus 30,000 odds. More bets have been placed on him than any other player. And I actually saw there's Bronny props for this year. If you bet him to score like 20 in any game or hit 4 threes in any game, it's like plus 900 odds in any game this season. So if they're getting blown out, it's like a garbage time game. You don't think Bronny can get 20? For those odds? Woo!
With Daddy on the court, definitely. All right, let's move on to some soccer right now. I would say, in my eyes, this was surprising, but England manager, now former, Gareth Southgate has resigned following a second consecutive Euros finals loss. English Football Association wanted to extend his contract through the 2026 FIFA World Cup, but Southgate stepped down himself after 8 years as the manager. Said it was an honor to manage England, but it is time for a new chapter. 53-year-old coach, 102 games as manager, third most in England history. Led England to the 2018 FIFA World Cup semis and the Euro 2020 and the 2024 finals. I don't know, but he wanted to step down, new chapter for your life, but you kind of just fucked England in a sense. Yeah. You kind of just I
think it'll be refreshing for them to get a change, but they don't have a lot of time in preparation for the World Cup.
But I mean, I guess with all the star power that England has too, and whatever coach could make it work. Yeah. But I mean, this isn't like a USA situation in my eyes.
He didn't win a trophy, but he did a lot better than a lot of other countries.
Right.
Semis, third place, finals, runners up, etc. So,
sticking with the Euro 2020, the Euros, the team of the tournament came out. So the forwards, I will read them off: Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal of Spain, and Jamal Musiala of Germany. Midfielders, the Spanish trio of Fabian Ruiz, Dani Olmo, and player of the Euros, Rodri. The defenders, Marc Cucurella of Spain, William Saliba of France, Manuel Akanji of Switzerland, and Kyle Walker of England, with Mike Maignan of France as a goalkeeper. Lamine Yamal's goal against France has been named goal of the tournament. I don't know what other goal was better, honestly. 2014 World Cup winner Thomas Müller has announced his retirement of international play from the German national team after a 14 international year career. 34-year-old played 131 games and scored 45 goals for Germany, played in 4 FIFA World Cups and 4 European Championships. He joined Germans Toni Kroos, who retired from club and country after this summer's Euros. Argentinian Marcio Pochettino is rumored candidate for the United States men's national team. head coaching position. 52-year-old previously coached at Chelsea, PSG, and Tottenham. Other rumored candidates are France's Patrick Vieira and Thierry Henry. That could
I'll take
work.
any of them.
Be cool if Henry was it.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Speaking of national teams, Rafa Marquez, leaving the Barca Academy, has become the assistant coach for Mexico. Most recent served as head coach of the Barca B team. He was great player. He's one of the best in Mexico's history. He had 147 appearances in 5 World Cups. MLS has dropped their inaugural archive collection. It includes retro-inspired Adidas kits for Inter Miami, LA Galaxy, LAFC, Portland Timbers, and Sporting Kansas City. Clubs are also getting matching track jackets and Adidas Gazelles sneakers. I don't know if you guys saw some of them, but they're pretty gas.
The Miami ones, the
They are so
LAFC, LA Galaxy, bro, so sick.
Yeah.
Dude, this is crazy.
After winning Copa America, Argentina's players, including Enzo Fernandez, posted videos on social media singing racist songs about the French national team. The songs make fun of how France's players have African ties, but somehow play for France. The French Football Federation condemned the racist comments against their players. Also filed a lawsuit for abusive remarks of racial and discriminatory nature. Enzo posted an apology condemning racism, said the chant does not reflect his beliefs. He was simply caught up in the euphoria of the Copa America win. Enzo's club Chelsea has condemned the racist chant and have begun an investigation on the player as well.
So let me get this right. Argentina beats Colombia and their racist songs about France. That doesn't make
Yeah,
any
what?
sense. Doesn't even make any sense.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. In other news, Nike is unveiling its official match ball ahead of the upcoming English Premier League season.
Yellow.
The balls are neon yellow and purple with improved aerodynamic stability. It is the last year that Nike is making balls for the Prem. Puma's taking over next year. I don't know if you guys saw it, but they are
Yeah, they're pretty
fire.
cool.
They're really cool. I might buy a ball, honestly, just so I could juggle around the house.
This was for Pat to say because he knows this guy. But former Man U star Mason Greenwood is joining France's Marseille in League One. The deal is worth €30 million. He spent multiple seasons at Man U before he got basically kicked off the team and basically canceled for domestic violence, beating up his girlfriend. Angel City FC of the NWSL is now the most valuable women's sports team in the world. Married couple Willow Bay, who's a dean at USC, and Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, bought a controlling stake in the club for $250 million last week. Former Borussia Dortmund captain and legend Marco Reus is heading to the LA Galaxy. Real Madrid legend center midfielder Luka Modric is staying with Real Madrid for one more season. Croatian turns 39 in December. He's won 6 Champions Leagues and 4 La Ligas with them.
September.
What'd I say? December. He turns 39 in September, so he's getting up there, but he's still doing it. Philadelphia Union of the MLS made history last week. Their player Kevin Sullivan became the youngest player to ever debut among the top North American professional sports leagues. 14 years old, 293 days. He broke Freddie Adu's record by 13 days. Imagine playing professionally at 14. And he's already signed a contract actually to play with Man City in the future. U.S. men's national team midfielder Tyler Adams actually underwent back surgery last week. He'll be out for the start of the season with Bournemouth in the Premier League. He actually played in Copa America with a bad back. This is actually pretty interesting. A match in Norway's top division was canceled this past weekend between Rosenborg and Lillestrøm. Fans were apparently unhappy with a VAR ref, and they showed their displeasure by throwing fish cakes out onto the field for 2 straight minutes after the kickoff whistle sounded. So the ref sends the team back to the locker room, and then after like a half hour brings them back out to continue the game, and they start doing smoke bombs, and they threw tennis balls out onto the field. So they actually canceled the match.
I mean, better than the Venezuela.
Fans are starting to like show their displeasure with VAR, and they really don't want it. New FIFA World Rankings after this summer's Euros and Copa America tournaments. Argentina is still number 1. France actually is above Spain, who are 2 and 3. Spain climbed up 5 spots, but didn't pass France, even though they beat them in the semis. England is at 4. Brazil somehow is at 5 after a terrible Copa. Same with Belgium at 6 after a terrible Euro. Netherlands at 7, Portugal 8, Colombia in the top 10 at number 9.
We were
Italy,
higher.
No,
I think
we
so,
were
too.
we were 3 spots behind. We were at 12th,
Yeah.
but I mean, at
Still,
least in the
after
top
what
10.
you guys just did, I
I
feel
mean,
like
at least in getting into top 10, that was a major
Italy
thing.
round out the top 10 in the 10th spot. Uruguay 11th, Croatia 12th, Germany 13, who I thought they should be a little higher. Morocco 14, Switzerland 15, and the USA 16. They actually fell 5 spots.
oh brother, this guy stinks.
Honestly, after that Copa America, I'm happy that you guys are in the top 20 at least.
Country singer Ingrid Idris, who performed the national anthem during the Home Run Derby last week, apologized for her performance the next day on social media and has entered rehab. Said that was not her in her performance and that she has been drinking. But for me, when I hear my friends absolutely hammered, they sound pretty damn good to me.
Oh, that anthem was terrible.
That anthem was horrendous.
Screeching. Worse than Fergie.
Yeah.
She just wanted to make her name, like make a name of herself, and there's no other way of just showing how bad of a singer she was, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know how she was a 4-time Grammy nominee.
Me either. The MLB draft has concluded this past week. 615 players were selected across 20 rounds. Sons of former Red Sox legends like David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez were both drafted. The number 2 overall pick, Chase Burns, broke Paul Skeen's record with a draft bonus of $9.25 million. The right-handed pitcher was drafted by the Cincinnati Reds out of Wake Forest. The number 3 overall pick, Charlie Condon, and the Colorado Rockies have matched that with a $9.25 million signing as well. The Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs will open the 2025 season in Tokyo. They play 9 days before the rest of the league begins this year. It marks the 25th anniversary of the MLB's first game in Japan. All 30 teams will play on March 27th on opening day. There will be a rivalry weekend the next season on between May 16th and May 18th. Red Sox closer Kenley Jansen skipped the team's upcoming series in Colorado. He had to have a shock in his heart to put it back into rhythm
After previous
previous series in Colorado. So he's not going. Atlanta Braves, how we said earlier, are always injury-ridden.
Yeah.
They have been without star second baseman Ozzie Albies, who is out for 8 weeks with a fractured wrist. Joins Braves starting pitcher Max Fried, who is on the 15-day IL with a forearm injury. The Braves acquired utility man Whit Merrifield, who was released by the Phillies last week on Monday. The Seattle Mariners have waived first baseman Ty France. The LA Dodgers have designated left-handed pitcher James Paxton for assignment, making room for Tyler Glasnow, Clayton Kershaw, Walker Buehler, who are coming off IL. Paxton was 8-2 with a 4.43 ERA this year, but leads the NL in walks. Adrian Beltre, Todd Helton, and Joe Mauer, and Jim Leyland were inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame over this past weekend. 273 players are now in the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York.
Good for them. You see the video of Ortiz rubbing Beltre's head again.
Beltre hates
time's
it.
sake, I know. A couple quick things in hockey. The Carolina Hurricanes have actually terminated the contract of Evgeny Kuznetsov. He's returning to Russia, his homeland, to play in the KHL. He was actually banned for 4 years from the KHL in 2019 after testing positive for cocaine. But he's going back. Torrey Krug, former Bruin, he's on the St. Louis Blues now, but he's possibly missing the entire upcoming season due to an ankle injury. The 33-year-old defenseman was diagnosed with pre-arthritic changes in his left ankle. If rehab doesn't work out, he's going to get surgery, which will put him out for the season.
This past Saturday, the WNBA All-Star Game happened between Team WNBA and Team USA. Team WNBA beat Team USA 117-109. Arika Ogunbowale was won MVP after scoring an All-Star Game record 34 points. All her points were in the second half, including a 21-point third quarter, which she was supposed to get subbed off by Caitlin Clark, but Caitlin Clark saw her go hard and walked right to the bench to watch it happen. I felt like that was a great gesture by her. Brianna Stewart had 31 points and 10 rebounds for Team USA, marking the first ever 30-10 game in All-Star Game history for the WNBA. Angel Reese became the first rookie to record an All-Star Game double-double with 12 points and 11 missed rebounds. while Caitlin Clark had 10 assists, one shy of Sue Bird's record.
She fed Angel Reese on a nice ass pass too.
Angel Reese probably didn't even say thank you. 3.44 million people watched the game, the most viewed all time by over 2 million. Alicia Gray of the Atlanta Dream won both the three-point contest and skills challenge. She became the first player to win both in the same year. She earned $110,000, whereas her salary is $185,000.
She said, "Run me my money."
Yeah, dead ass. In the final games last week, before the league's Olympic break, Caitlin Clark broke another record with a 19-assist performance in the loss, I believe, against the Dallas Wings. It was just the second. It was also just the second 20-point, 15-assist game in league history. Lastly, in the WNBA, the league is set to get $200 million per year in the new NBA media rights deal. It is a $140 million annual increase, which will increase player salaries. The max annual salary is $242,000 this year and could be up to $500,000 in the future.
The Caitlin Clark effect.
Yep. WNBA will also expand to a 44-game schedule in 2025 instead of their regular 40-game schedule.
All right, so a couple more quick random news notes for you. Who is it you said that is joining the Mets? Jackie Bradley Jr.?
Yeah. Jackie Bradley Jr. joining the Mets, and he's going to be alongside other former Red Sox with Jose Iglesias, JD Martinez, Adam Ottavino, Jake Diekman.
Yeah.
New York Red Sox.
That just came in just now.
5 years later.
Yeah. To finish up random news, sports TV personality Skip Bayless, co-host of Undisputed, is actually leaving the show and Fox Sports. The 72-year-old's last appearance will be later this summer. More TV analyst news. Former Green Bay Packers wideout Randall Cobb is joining the SEC network as a football analyst. 33 years old. He is currently a free agent but has not ended his career yet, so if the phone rings by a team, he's out. He played 13 seasons in the NFL so far, and before that, All-American at Kentucky. Lewis's beloved.
EBM, baby.
Ergin Ataman, who? The head coach of EuroLeague champions Panathinaikos in Greece, has called out the NBA champion Boston Celtics. The nerve on this man. He said, quote, "If you want the world champion title," because the Boston Celtics calling themselves world champions after their NBA title, he said, "If you want the world champion title, come and beat us in Oaxaca," which refers to their hostile home stadium.
Also, I mean,
I'd love to see that.
I feel
I'd love to see that.
That's just a foreign way of saying we want Boston, and we'll take any one of you down.
Also,
literally, have you not heard first 3 rounds? We want Boston.
Yeah.
Come on.
Why is it that now it's all of a sudden everyone's coming after the NBA champion of it being the world champion,
it's been like
and
that
now it's this just because it's the Celtics. Now it's everyone's
Celtics.
out.
No, like
NBA is getting more global.
No, you make a good point though. Like the last 5 years, the NBA champions, everyone has kind of just been all right with the winners of the NBA champions, besides the Lemicki.
Lemicki.
But either way, like now the Celtics win and everyone wants a piece of Boston.
Come on. Wrong.
It just shows that like everyone's scared.
We are.
I am who I am.
So news not on the field, not on the court, not on the ice, in the casino. Jonathan Tamayo won the World Series of Poker main event last week. He won a $10 million grand prize out of a record field of more than 10,000 players.
It just makes me feel like I'm so.
I did know a kid that went to this.
Really?
He played in it, yeah.
Yeah.
So they have to pay like all these guys. So there was like a $95 million purse.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
But I mean, it just makes me think that I'm so due.
ESPN released its ranking of the top 100 athletes since 2000 last week. Here's the top 10. Number 1, Michael Phelps. Number 2, Serena Williams. Number 3, Leo Messi. Number 4, Lemicki. LeBron James. LeBron James, 4 titles. Somehow 1 spot above the GOAT, Tom Brady, 7 NFL titles. Which doesn't make any sense. With the Patriots and Buccaneers. 6, Roger Federer. 7, Simone Biles. 8, Tiger Woods. 9, Usain Bolt. 10, Kobe Bryant. Cool. So all pretty much GOATs in their sports.
Yeah,
but
all the
Tom Brady should be above.
Agree.
Tom Brady should be above LeBron.
That'd be the only change.
You sent this in our chat the other day. The Arena Football League Championship game was last Friday. It was held in the American Dream shopping mall in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Seems
A
pretty cool.
football game in
That
a
was
mall.
you that texted me right
Yeah.
when Bobby is
Yeah.
playing right now.
Yeah, the Billings Outlaws, assuming from Montana, defeated the Albany Firebirds 46-41 in Arena Bowl 33.
I wish the Manchester Wolves were still there.
I
still
know.
alive, man.
Get
They
go
would've
over
made
to
it.
Orange Julius. Watch the game. In fighting, Jake Paul defeated Mike Perry with a 6th-round TKO on Saturday. He's now 10-1 with 7 knockouts and called out UFC's Alex Pereira. I don't know if you guys saw
Yeah,
that.
he wants it in a
What's-
boxing
he wants
match.
it in a
though,
What's
'cause
up?
that's
What's
where
up with
kids do
you
anything
calling
to compete.
people out outside of the sport
know.
you're doing? Like
Yeah.
that's
He
like
doesn't want an actual boxer.
that's like LeBron James like saying,
Let
Leo,
me
"Hey Messi, come over, play me 1-on-1 right now." Like they're completely two different sports. Yes, they're like both in rings. One's in an octagon, one's in a ring, but it's a completely
Yeah, it is.
different style of sport.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand it. It's clickbait.
It is. UFC heavyweight champion John Jones was arrested with for misdemeanor assault last week. He allegedly threatened and yelled at an agent coming to drug test him randomly. He could face a year in prison if he's convicted, but he has pleaded not guilty and denies what happened, and he plans to return to the octagon in November.
Which I hope so, because I love
I
watching
know.
it fight.
I don't know how to say this guy's name, but Tadej Pogacar. He
Perfect.
won the Tour de France for the 3rd time in his career over the weekend. The 25-year-old Slovenian cyclist won the 21-mile race in just over 45 minutes. Nobody finished within a minute of him. And lastly,
this dude is 25 years old that won the Tour de France,
3
and I'm
times.
25 years old sitting
3
out
times
here
he's won.
recording a podcast
Yeah.
for the 26th time.
you didn't have to say that. Tennis legend Andy Murray has announced he will retire after this
Love
summer's
it all.
Paris Olympics. The 37-year-old is wrapping up a 19-year career. He has won 2 Olympic gold medals.
I'll also say one more thing before in random sports. I had great respect because I thought he was just a baller. I thought he was a bucket for the Wizards. But after seeing that video, what he posted about South Sudan,
yeah.
Gilbert Arenas, it was kind of disgusting in a sense. I'm not going to go into any further details. People will just watch the video of what he posted. But
Yeah.
I felt like that was kind of disgusting.
I was
lost major respect on him.
First of all, I was low-key rooting for South Sudan to beat the U.S.
It would have been
I was
crazy. Like
low-key
as a
rooting
sports
for it.
fan, you want to
Yeah.
see those upsets
Underdogs.
happen.
Yeah.
Like
It's
everyone,
like 43.5
everyone
points.
either
Yeah.
way.
43.5-point underdogs lost by 1.
All right, now to finish up the episode, we have washed up wagers. So here's a quick recap from last episode. I am still in first place with a 7-5 record after going 2-1 last episode. My wins were the Seattle Storm, who beat the Los Angeles Sparks, 89-83 last Tuesday, and Scotty Scheffler, who finished in top 10 at the Open. My loss was Paul Skeens, who did not throw 2 strikeouts at the All-Star game. Lewis is tied for second place with a 6-6 record after going 0-3 last episode.
I told you it was going to be a bad thing of betting, did I not? I
Yeah,
literally
you
said it. Check the receipts.
His losses were the National League, who lost to the American League 5-3 at the All-Star game on Tuesday. Rory McIlroy to finish in the top 10, and Tom Kim to finish in the top 20.
Fucking Tom,
And
dude.
They
Come
both
on,
missed the
man.
cut. Pat is also tied for second place with a 6-6 record after going 1-2 last episode. His win was Emmanuel Clase to record an out of the All-Star game.
Strikeout.
A strikeout in the All-Star game. His losses were Victor Hovland and Ludwig Aberg to finish both in the top 20 at the Open Championship, and they both missed the cut. Zach is in last place, but he's only 1 game back, and he is 5-7 with a 5-7 record after going 2-1 last episode. His wins were the American League, who beat the National League 5-3, and Greece, who defeated Puerto Rico in the men's basketball exhibition game last Tuesday, 67-65.
That was a sweat of a game.
It was.
That was a sweat of a game.
His loss was the Connecticut Sun, who did not cover 4.5 points against the New York Liberty last Tuesday. They lost by 8 points, 82-74.
Now we'll do our 3 picks for the July 23rd, July 24th slate. Since Pat's not here, we'll get his picks afterwards, but we'll put it in either one of the corners for you guys to see after we are finished doing ours. I'll start off with it. So my 3 picks, I have Israel for soccer and Olympic soccer beating Mali at their money line.
Is that Olympics or is that like a friendly?
It said Olympics,
Oh.
but I could be wrong. But Israel is playing Mali at a plus 190 tomorrow, so I'll take their money line just to win. Doesn't matter I don't think there's extra time anyway.
I hope you
so
have a way to get the score on that.
yeah, I definitely will. I have the Yankees kicking off the Subway Series, beating the Mets at home at a -170, and then I have the Guardians.
Is that Wednesday?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Wednesday, and then I have another Wednesday, the Guardians at home against the Detroit Tigers. That 3-pick parlay is plus $671. $10 wins me $77.17.
Should I go?
You can go.
All right. One game out after a treacherous 1-5 start, I've somehow climbed back into this
Trust
race.
me, Bobby's in first. It's not that hard to
need
get
a
first.
2-1 or a 3-0 week here, and here's how I'm going to do it.
We'll be up like 2 games against.
Excuse me. It's my turn. Here's how I'm going to do it. I got the Detroit Tigers at the Cleveland Guardians. I'm going over 7.5 runs. I'm also going over 10.5 runs in the Red Sox-Rockies game on Wednesday. High altitude, lots of long balls. And lastly, I have the LA Dodgers team total over 3.5 runs against the Giants on Wednesday at -185.
Shit their pants.
All that is a plus $4.99. $10 wins $59.93.
And now for me to wrap everything up, I have the Boston Red Sox money line against the Rockies at a -170. I have the Texas Rangers money line against the Chicago White Sox at a -258. And I have the Arizona Diamondbacks money line against the Kansas City Royals at a plus 114. That is plus 371, $10 for 47.16.
All right.
And Pat's pick, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you for joining us for episode 26 of the Watch the Scores podcast. We release new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Our usernames for those can be found in the description below. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay washed.